So for today we're going to be doing a 2013 Porsche Boxster. It has convertible top switches issues and also AC controller, and one of the fans wasn't working, but we gotta recheck, see what's up with it. One of the easiest way to tell your switches are bad is we try to retract the top. It opens up, goes backwards, but the hook never retracts. So if you push it one more time, the hook would actually retract. This is the position we're going to leave the convertible top in. Actually, we're going to open it a little bit more. It's fine. So very first thing we need to do is open the seats and pull them forward, because we're going to need as much room as we can get. I'm going to be removing the impact bar, also all the sidings and the padding in front of the engine, and we're gonna have some fun. It's actually not too hard to do those, but still time consuming. Let's move that thing out of the way. Just to make our life easier, so we can have enough room to work with it. And very first things we're gonna start off with is gonna be the seat belt covers. We're not gonna take them out completely, but just enough. So those, you pull on the backhand a little bit, push it out. There's a couple of clips underneath. Just be careful not to break them, because they do break. And when they do, it's not fun. You probably won't be able to see it, but the first clip is right here. As I said, they are pretty hard to get off, but we gotta do what we gotta do. First one's out. It kind of hurt a little bit. And the second one's out. Then we just pull it up and slide it off of the impact bar covering. For the time being, we're just going to let them go down. Pull the seat belt. And then there's a couple more clips on the bottom panel. There we go. Just don't forget to pull this one out. Then we're just gonna lift the front cover up, and there we have it. First one's out. Now we're gonna move to the other side, do the same thing. It's pretty easy actually once you get the hang of it. But being cautious is never a bad idea, because those things break super easy. And if you break it, you're very likely going to need a new one. So there we go. Make sure you always use plastic tools, not to damage your interior trims. Same thing on this side. We just pull those top ones up, kind of force the bottom one out, and of course it didn't come out like the other side. We'll just leave it for there for the time being. Then we just put our pieces somewhere on the side, because we're not going to need them for quite a while. Then we can grab the speaker covers, and on the inner portion there is a clip, so we're going to remove the next one as well. Again, on the inner portion, just pop it out. keep in mind, if you go on the opposite side, it's not gonna work very well. You might break your speaker covers. So for the next part, we are just going to pull that interior cover out. Always helps if you're inside, just push it down and slide it out. And that's gonna give us our opening to take the impact bar out, also the speakers. And I think we're just gonna remove the seat belts on the top side, but easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Where did my T30 go? The never-ending question, where did my T30 go? When you work on a lot of Porsches, Mercedes and BMWs, T30 is a very good tool to have in a lot of variations and sizes. What I like to do is just leave the bolts inside of the car. Just make sure you don't push them under the seat, because they can drop through the carpet and then you're gonna have to look for them. So we want to remove all the wiring from the speakers now, because it does attach to the bar. Clip off the first speaker, pull it out. Just don't forget about those plastic ones. They're made so your plastics won't vibrate. Then we want to pull that sponge out of here, and we're gonna start pulling cables. So there's one clip here. So those clips are very brittle, so they break a lot. So be a little bit more gentle when you're pulling them out. Let's move on over to the other side. Now we can take this speaker out. Same thing, just push the two sticking sides out and pull it up. Make sure you don't have your rubber isolators stuck to the car, because you're probably gonna lose them. Now we have two more to do. This one broke, pretty typical. I am going to install new ones for the broken ones later, but still, the more of them you can get out without breaking them, the easier your life's gonna be. And there we have it. That's your speaker cables out. Now what we want to do is we're gonna grab our stubby with a 16. You can do it with a normal ratchet. It's just easier. Remove one bolt, pull the seat belt holder out, and do one bolt, two bolts, and then we move over to the other side. Pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna do one bolt, two bolts, three bolts. We just want to pull all of them out. This one's a little bit harder, that's why I left it in. And now we can just take the whole thing out. And again, we're just gonna put it in a spot where it's not gonna get scratched. I like to use my couch for nicer things, I guess. Especially since it's something you just see when your convertible top's open. So for the next part, we're gonna need another T30. There's a bolt right on the back of that thing. So I have those little stubbies that typically come handy a lot of times. And I'm just gonna use another power tool. You don't have to if you don't have it, but just makes life easier. Thing is right on the back here, so just find it and you remove the screw. This cover, you just pull it back and pull it up so it can get out of the cover. This is basically what it looks like on the back end. And I'm just gonna leave this one here. I didn't put any covers on the floor just because I typically don't even step inside of the car. I just knee in it. One more here. Would have been nice if I left the top a little bit further up, but we are going to have to do that. So same thing here. One screw on the back of that. Now we're going to remove the flaps. Flaps, super easy. Keep in mind this is what holds your convertible top on the front end, and there's another bolt on the back end that's actually easier to get to after we remove those hinge covers or flaps or whatever you prefer to call them. So for this purpose we're gonna get a T14, which is this guy here. It's an E14, nothing special. We're just gonna grab a medium extension. I think this one was perfect. We're gonna go grab our stubby again, just because we are in a shop, we don't have to use that many hand tools. One thing you're gonna need is a pick. My favorite one to use for this purpose is a straight pick, and I'll show you why. Because we gotta take the cables off of the flaps. But long and behold, first things first, we gotta unbolt them. So we're gonna do that. Those bolts we're gonna need a little bit later. It's a little trick that I do so I don't have to pull the entire convertible top out. So there's one bolt here, and there's also one in the back right underneath that cover that we pulled out. See, convertible top's a little bit in the way. That's why I said I should have left it a little bit further up, but that's fine. Don't rush to pull this flap off. The very first thing we gotta do is we need to make sure that we disconnect this cable out of here. Be very careful when you're pulling this thing out. It's pretty brittle. I've had a few of them that were broken or broke, but if you help it a little bit, it's not too hard to get out. Now we're gonna move on the outside, and right here on the flap you can see the little bowl. Try to hold the cable loose. You can turn it this way and just push it up. It's kind of hard to get to, but it's a must. So push it from the bottom with the pick a little bit and we'll come out and nothing's broken, which is what we want to do. So for the other side, I'm just gonna raise the top a little bit. Even though it's partially disconnected, don't worry about it too much. There's still one bolt holding it in the back. So we just gotta grab our impact again. And we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So it doesn't matter which bolts you take out first. Just my preference to remove the 16s first. Then we grab the impact. As I said, you don't need to use an impact. If you don't have one, just grab a normal ratchet. But so there we have it. And now to disconnect that cable again. I can see this one's actually almost out. Pull the flap out a little bit, and we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did on the other side. We're just going to pull it out of the socket, and we're going to help it with the pick a little bit, and that pops it off. So these flaps also pretty expensive, so try not to break them. Keep them away from your work area, and we can just keep moving onwards. So right down there, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's another bolt 16. I found that this stubby, the 16, is actually pretty easy to use to get it off. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to push our hand in there. Don't worry, that convertible top's not going to fall on your hands. There's still location pins. Just unscrew it, and in my case it just goes out by hand. So most of them do, and especially if there hasn't been anybody that took it off before you, it's probably really simple to get it off. And almost out. Almost. There we have it. That's the only black bolt with a washer that we have in the entire assembly. We're just gonna move on the other side. Take the other one off. And just lift it out. Use a flashlight. I've done it plenty of times, so I don't know if I even need to see. I don't think I even need to see it anymore, just because I know exactly where it is. And there we have it. One more bolt out. One more bolt out, and that's gonna conclude our convertible top assembly. That's all we need to get off, so we can take it and pull it up. But before we do, we want to remove those two little screws up here. I don't know if you can see them. That's actually the plate that holds our plastic cover in. That's the portion that we were lifting up on. Just grab a T20. I like to use a screwdriver on those, just because they are screwed into that rubber piece, so makes it way easier. And it's easier not to break them. To put it in perspective, where did I leave my screwdriver? Interesting. I was just using it on a different Porsche, and I don't know where I left it. God dang it. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm blind. See, just a quarter, put it in. We unscrew them a little bit, and one way to get them out is to actually push the rubber itself and just pull them out. I just like to take them completely off because I leave the rubber inside. Don't drop them because they're pretty small, and when you drop them around the seat belt they're pretty hard to find. But yeah, here it is. You can push it back and slide it on off with the rubber, but you don't really have to. Some people won't even remove those. So now we can grab the top, open it a little bit. We're gonna remove this one. This is our backing plate. I'm gonna go on the other side, do exactly the same thing. Unscrew this one. And grab the bolts so they don't fall off. And voila. Now to do that again, let's leave that screwdriver. I don't need it in my hands. And there we go. It's only held by those two, so when you're pushing it back in, all you need to do is put it up, put it down. That's all. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So the reason why I said we're gonna need those bolts is we're just gonna pull the whole convertible top a little bit upwards. We gotta disconnect the electrical portions of it, which is right here. Just pull the key out just in case. Pull one connector out, the other connector's in the same spot on the other side. If you need to do some electrical testing, that's the two connectors that you use to test the molders, which are right here. And now what we can do, instead of removing the entire convertible top out, is we can find a small wooden block just like this one. I've used it quite a few times. Doesn't look perfect, but it will do miracles for us. So we're gonna grab one of the bolts, lift the convertible top upwards, find the top hole, put it in, just slightly screw it. You don't have to tie it down. And just be very careful with this drain. Just push it back. And the wood block, I'm just gonna grab, gonna lift the convertible top a little bit more, and there we have it. If you're worried about this section, this is a rubber seal from the convertible top. You can just put a rack or something in here. For demonstration purposes, here it is. We're just gonna put a rack here just to make sure we're not scratching anything. And this is our first switch on the left side. It is connected down here. We can disconnect it. Just don't forget to put it back on once you put the new switch. Gonna grab our clip remover. Just remove that clip. And we're gonna have to drill out those 3 rivets. This thing is ran through that small hole here. Just pull it out. That's it. Now we're gonna grab our drill. Gonna find a drill bit. Here we have a set. So we're just gonna grab one. Don't push on them too hard because they will start spinning. Sometimes whenever they spin, we need to so 11/16 is the one that I typically use. You can use a bigger one or a smaller one, but oh, this one's actually a bit bent. Yeah, There we go. That's gonna work. So you don't have to go super fast. And I can see this one spinning. This one also started spinning. And this one is also spinning. So what we can do is we can grab a very tiny clippers or wire cutters. I just gotta find where mine are. Don't you love when you have to look for tools all over the shop? But it just tells you that some tools you just use quite a bit. And yeah, where did I leave those small wire cutters? Oh, I think I know where they are. Right here. So you can keep drilling them if you have to. They are aluminum, so they will go out pretty easy. For me, I just find it easier to just clip them up. Or you can just grab them on the back end. Here, let's work them out a little bit more. Just not giving up. There we go. Grab this one. Just grab it and pull it out. That should be enough. Since we don't really care about that switch anymore, you can actually grab a screwdriver and just break it off, but that's a little too ugly. So now we're just gonna get a flathead and help them go out a little bit. So around that switch there's nothing else that's plastic, so no worries there. Like I said, I'm pretty confident that the switch is actually bad, so I don't really care about it. Here's one. So I had to break for a phone call, but this switch right here, really mushy, no click. I don't know if you can see this one, but it's clicking. This one super mushy. So we get our new sensor. We just make sure that we get the dual sensor, because the left side, right side is a single switch. So we grab it. The kit from Porsche actually comes with new with new hardware, so you can just use a normal rivet gun. In my case, I'm just gonna use a pneumatic one. It's an Astro, not the best one out of the bunch, but it's still way better than a normal handheld. So I just want to make sure it's clean on the inside, and I don't have any old ones stuck in there. And yeah, we do. So this is why this Astro is not the greatest one out of there, because it keeps all the rivets inside of there no way for them to fall off, and after you pull out a few, you gotta clean it up. Super annoying, but oh well, I bought it, might as well use it. So one thing I don't like what Porsche did is Porsche used aluminum rivets with steel rods, which are really hard to break off, and even with a good rivet gun, they break off, and then you gotta cut them out. That's kind of crazy, but just want to make sure we're at one. Have the rivet, grab the new switch, push the wire through the bottom. Oh, I forgot to clean off the old rivets. That's not a big deal. Gonna do them now. Just push the cable connector on this side through the hole. Make sure you clear those old rivets out. What I like to use is a small needle nose plier. Just grab them on the back so they don't fall into the convertible top drain. So you push it in right on the back, grab it, one, and that's number two, and they just come out. We don't want them in anybody's tire, so we're just gonna throw them on that cart. We don't need this switch anymore because it's bad. And I should probably bring my other rivets here just to have them handy. They actually give you extra rivets, so if one of them doesn't work or two, don't worry, you have one extra in each individual package. They're about 158 bucks each, I think. So once we have that one pulled up, just put the other ones to make sure the switch do not move on us. As I said, as expected, that freaking rivet just does not want to break out cleanly, but it's okay, we can just cut them up later. And there's no way for us to actually pull them out the other way, so that is what it is. For that part, you might want to wear glasses. Reason being is those things fly when you're wire cutting them, and the last place you want them to land is your eyes, so better safe than sorry. In my case, I'm just gonna go find them just so they don't end up in a tire. The other one flew somewhere around here. There it is. Just throw them in the garbage. Don't put them in your tires. Tires are expensive. Don't be a dum-dum. So throw them out. And that's our first switch completed. Now we can move to the other side. But first we need to lower the convertible top. So what we're gonna do is position our connector. If you're not sure which one's left, which one's right, just look at the cables. Left side has 3 cables, right side has 2 cables, and they have different connectors. I typically do them one by one because it's way easier, but you know, just in case. So take the block out, push the connector in, and that's one set ready. Now we can just grab our convertible top, push the rubber back in a little bit, take that rag that we used to protect it, and once we're done with the other side, I'll show you where those locating pins are on both sides. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do, so yeah. So here it is. We can put the rag back on this side. We have our wood block. We're just gonna grab the hinge, pull it up. Just be mindful of that drain. You don't want to break it. Have I seen broken ones? Of course I have, but when you don't break it, it's way easier. So we're gonna put the rag back in, just to make sure the drill doesn't scratch it. We're gonna scratch it when we're pulling the top out. Gotta remove my rivet gun, and I'm basically gonna do the same thing. We can drill them off or disconnect it first, whichever one feels easier. And again, those are spinning. Those are again spinning. Nothing new under the sun. Let's pull the connector out. Simple as that. You just pull on it. Just don't break the cables. Oh, the block fell off. It is what it is. There we go. Switch disconnected. Reason why we use the wooden block, if you just pull it up on the bolt, kind of sits lower, makes it super uncomfortable to get to it. So by lifting it on that wooden block, it just stays out perfectly. Just take care to drop as less stuff you can into the convertible top draining section. Even if you do, don't stress out about it. If somebody's wondering how often those convertible top sensors fail, it's actually quite a common issue at this point. I've done it a lot of times, so nothing unusual, nothing unseen, but it's kind of annoying when they don't work. You gotta keep pushing your convertible top up, down until it actually moves in the appropriate location. And the switch broke as well. Guess not my best day, but oh well. The other thing you can use is some type of forward facing cutting pliers, even though those are pretty hard to maneuver around here. Our if it's really the best thing for those sensors. Doesn't really matter. You don't have to do it every day, so does not matter. Would have been nicer if there were bolts, and same for this switch. Kind of failed. Could have been nicer about pulling them out, but we know that they're going out anyways, so we don't need to stress out about it too much. As long as you don't break things that you don't need to break, we're good. So there we are. I'm just gonna pull the pieces out. Whatever you don't grab, or if you want to clean them up, those are your drains right down here. I don't know if you can see them, but this is what makes sure water doesn't go inside of your car through the convertible top. So keep them cleaner, you'll be happier, your Porsche is gonna be happier, and yeah. Okay, so grab the new switch. You gotta clean that thing again. This is why I don't like that Astro pneumatic too much. Because if you keep them inside, they start jamming, and it doesn't want to pull. Other than that, it's not a bad tool, but just little nuisances like that doesn't make life very easy. Put it back in, tie it down, open it up, open our other switch, grab 3 of them, push the wire in first, just so it's easier. I don't have to worry about it later. And again, they're gonna start breaking off. Which I fully expected them to do. As long as the rivets themselves are tight, doesn't really matter, but yeah, still not the nicest thing out there. So again, try to keep your eyes protected, wear your glasses. Definitely don't want anything going to your eyes. You're gonna need them after all. This time I just caught all of them with my hand. Nice whistle whistle. As I said, right side's just the dual connector. I'm just gonna plug it back in, and then put it right here. Take the bolt off. So those are your locating pins, those things right here. There's also one in the back. It's pretty hard to see, but you kind of need to get your convertible top bracket on top of it, otherwise it's not gonna sit properly. But this is the switch is done. Now we can just re-plug the convertible top back in, and we're just gonna start assembling everything on the reverse order. Here we have it plugged in. So now first thing we're gonna do, put the blade back in. Make sure your pin on the back side is actually in. If you need to feel it, push it back in. It's right around that bolt hole. It's very easy to see, very hard to show on a camera, but hope you guys can do it. So now we want to put those little brackets back on. Let's grab our screwdriver. Put the bracket back in. We're just gonna move over to the other side, do the same thing. Put the backing plate in. Grab our little plate with the two screws. I'm just gonna put both of them on there. I'm just gonna control them with the screwdriver. So this rubber piece that can move, just don't misthread it. If you feel like it's misthreading, just pull the screw out, adjust it a little bit, push them back in, and it's easy as that. Sometimes misthreading bolts and nuts can actually cost you more time than to finish the entire job. Yeah, there we have it. So that's that. So again, the reverse order, we want to grab the rear bolts first, black ones with the washer, put them back in. It's really hard to show you, but once you start taking them off, it's not hard to see where those bolts nor that locating pin is. So yeah, and right after we're done with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the AC controller out because our ventilation button is stuck, so we cannot control the blower downwards. But we want to finish the convertible top, and then we're gonna move forward with the rest of the car. Also, I gotta move it to a lift to check on that fan. I have not diagnosed it yet. I don't know if it's just a fuse, loose connection, somebody that forgot to connect it. Trust me, that happens a lot. Or the fan is actually bad. But once we're done with the convertible top, we are going to check the AC controller, see what we can do there. If not, I do have a donor from another car where we can pull the button from and just fix this one, because control module for the AC, it's pretty expensive. think it's like 1700 bucks off of Porsche, and it needs programming. Nothing plug and play, unless you opt in for a used one. That this car has a chrono. The one you might buy from eBay might not have chrono, and then it's programming and coding again. So then first thing we're going to do, we grab our one flap, and as earlier, in reverse order, the first thing we want to do is actually put the cable in. It is sometimes a little bit tricky to get it, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually super easy to put those cables back in. Tug on it a couple times, make sure it doesn't come off, because if it does, it's not going to end up well for you. Make sure your flap is secure, it's easy to move, and then what we can do is we can just put our bolts back in. I'm just going to use those first. Just thread them so it holds your flap there. There's a locator on it, so you cannot really mess it up that hard. Just thread your bolts in, make sure they're running nice and smoothly. Pull the convertible top back a little bit, put your rear bolt in, screw it a couple times. The bolt markings can lead you to putting them back on the exact same spot, and this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna time all the way, I'm just gonna push them back in just to make sure I'm putting it back where they used to be. The difference that you're gonna see is where your convertible top actually sits and how close your flap is to your bar, but that's pretty accurate to where it was. Even if you can't hit them exactly the same, it's not a problem. The locator right here in the middle, that will keep the holding piece down close enough, so regardless of what happened, you'll be able to put your convertible top back on. We're just gonna move to the other side. Maybe I should have grabbed the flap first. Might have made it easier, but oh well. So yet again, first thing we do is we put the cable in, find a position that feels comfortable. Those are super tricky sometimes. And there we go. Came back on. Don't forget to clip it back into the holder. And this is the locator. It sits right here. So once you get it in, this piece will not move excessively. It will move enough for you to be able to adjust or compensate for something if you have to, but I won't allow it to get out crazy. We're still gonna try the convertible top before we assemble everything, just to make sure everything closes properly. But the system where you use the old bolt spots, that's typically good enough. I don't think I've ever had to completely readjust the convertible top, but you never know, so might as well be mindful of those things. Just put it back as close as you can. That looks pretty close to me. Don't forget to put your back bolt in. Okay, so I had to go and do some other stuff, but let's continue on the Porsche. So make sure we have the bolts tight. Don't forget the back one. Even if you forget it, you won't be able to put the plastic piece back on. Don't forget the plastic piece either. Now I can just grab our 16, as long as I remember where I left it. Oh boy. Yeah, that's why you don't want to get distracted, but I had to do some phone calls, talk to some customers, and we're back. Just tie them. You don't really need to worry about torque specs. So now we're gonna put the black pieces back in. Just be mindful not to crumb the convertible top in. They have a locator on them as well. So once you get it in, just screw in the screw by hand. The reason why I'm always saying screw it by hand first is a lot of those have metal inserts into a plastic. If you misthread them, you can spin the insert, and that's gonna make your life hell. Trust me, I've had it happen. I can see there's locators on those. So just locate the piece, make sure you didn't crump the convertible top underneath of it. Put it by hand, give it a few threads. That one's done. Now to do the other one. And before we put the rest of the stuff, we're just gonna try the convertible top, make sure everything's moving, everything's good. And then what we can do is reassemble the rest of the stuff. So grab your key, press the brake. Oh boy. Then move your convertible top, hook extends, so that means switches are operating. Move it back, hook goes in, and that's it. That's it, convertible top runs. No issues there whatsoever. Now we're just gonna put the bar in. Be careful not to scratch your flaps. That's why I left it completely open. But later we're just gonna move the convertible top so they can open. Let's see what my camera sees, because I honestly have no idea what I'm showing you right now. Okay, we're back. Should be able to see. So now to grab the bar. Just grab the bar, the whole piece. And the other reason why I left the convertible top completely open is that's gonna let us see how much we can move the bar one way or another to get perfect fit. Make sure your back panel is where it's supposed to be, because a lot of people would just leave it out. You can see on this side it's a little bit upwards. You just want to push it back in, and now as you can see the bar is kind of sliding a little bit left and right. You want to make it stay as center as possible. Push the first bolt in, push the second bolt in, grab him by hand, move to the other side. Put the first bolt in. And second bolt. Make sure it's not hitting anywhere. And just torque it down. So for the next part, we're gonna wanna open the convertible top back out a little bit. Just because we're gonna have to work in this area right here and the flap's gonna be in our way. But gonna open it a little bit, or close it to be more accurate. I'll close it a little bit. That way we're gonna have enough room to put our seat belts back on. Try not to try to make sure your seat belt's actually not turned. Make sure it's sitting straight and there's no kinks in it. If this piece comes out, don't worry about it too much, just push it back in. And there we have it. We have the seat belts sitting straight. Now we're going to push the bolt in, and we're just going to torque this one. We're going to torque this one, and we'll move on the other side. Again, make sure it's not twisted. Me personally, twisted seat belts are just really annoying to me. So now the speaker wire, just grab it, route it on the exact same spots where it used to be. Right underneath that bar. Right underneath the bar. That's good. We're gonna grab that sponge, put the sponge back on. If you can see, there's markings from where the wire was actually hitting. All that is just made for sound isolation. Some people even forget about that one, but we want to put it back in. The less noises we have inside the car, the better. Less complaints. And voila. Now we can put our speakers back on. Grab one speaker. Put it back in. Oops. Actually, that's the other side. My bad. it's gonna be pretty hard for you to switch places. Now we're just gonna grab the bolt, go find our T30, grab our T30, put it back in, find our reader, our other speaker. Oh, there it is. Wonderful. Grab it in, push it in the locations. Make sure you plug the connector in. There we go. Grab the screw. Put this one back in. So now at this point, we want to pull our metal clips that did not want to come off with the side panel. Just make sure you pull this rubber out too, because this is a clip isolator. These are kind of hard to pull out, but we kind of need them so our panels can actually get more secured. Figure out what's easier for you to use, whether it's pliers or a clip remover. It doesn't really matter, as long as it gets the job done, we good. So what we want to make sure we're going to do is put that isolator on top of it. Just so we don't forget it, we put it on the panel. They don't have a left or a right, so you don't have to worry about that. Because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the isolation in. Just want to pull this clip out as well. This one was way easier. And we're just going to put it on the other panel, just so it sits here, we don't forget about it. Now we grab the isolation. First piece we're going to put in is this this plastic on the bottom. It sits on the so this little plastic on the bottom, we want to make sure we put it right in here, right in the middle. So we go in, we put our panel in. Make sure you hit the center first, because the top side, it's way easier to navigate, while the bottom is way harder. So we just want to push on it, put it underneath the plastic, and that's it. We'll make sure bottom side's good before we push it all the way in. Then there's a couple of clips for it right here, right on the speaker. This one's broken, pretty typical. I don't know why Porsche even bothered doing that, but they did. People remove them for engine access, and they're broken all the time. So yeah, I mean, they're plastic. What we're gonna do, make sure you just put it back in if yours is good, and that's it. Now off to the back panels, which are super easy. We lift the front panel up a little bit. We push this one underneath. Make sure your seat belt's out. Pull it out if you need to. There's two little holes for where our panel needs to sit. There we go. We've located it. Now we can grab our plastic tool and just put the isolation in, just to make it easier. If I can find where my plastic tool went. Let's get those things out, we don't need them anymore. Okay, so we grab the plastic tool, grab that, and we just want to pull that weather stripping on top of it. Try not to break it. Looks nasty when you do. Make sure you locate it on both sides. The middle clip here is actually causing us some grief. I think I grabbed it in, it's all feeling. Just push it in. Make sure your weather stripping's already out. Push the plastic clip in, the front clip in. So for this one, we have a section that actually sits on the bar. It's location tabs, so you want to slide them in first. Kind of hard to get them to sit properly, but once you get them, you'll know it. It's panel's just gonna slide on top of it. There we go. So now we want to make sure we locate it on the front end. Push it in, push the back one in. A little tap works miracles. Get that weather stripping on top, and just make sure you push it in the back end right on top of that bracket. That's our left side done. Now we're gonna move to the right side, which is pretty much the same. Just don't forget those three need to go into their respective holes. One here, one here, one here. Lift the front panel a little bit. You don't need to completely take it out. A little bit is enough to just slide it underneath. Make sure you have all of your bottom pins located. Make sure your seat belt's not underneath like mine was just now. Push it in, tap the middle one, grab the weather stripping, pull it on top of the piece. Lock the front one. Now just locate the backs, push them in, weather stripping, and now same thing with this cover. We need to locate it onto the bar plastic. Don't push it too hard, because they are still plastics, they are still easy to break, and yeah, once you get it in, you'll know. Fortunately, you can't really see where they are once you start pushing them in, but it's just one of those things. Here it's located, it's all the way in. Look through the back, make sure your location pin is here. Tap it once, tap it twice. Make sure your back end is onto the bracket, and just pull the weather stripping out. Now for the last thing is to put our speaker covers back in. Super simple. They don't have a left and right, just grab them. There's two tops right here. You push it in, push it as far as back as it can go, Just clip it. Same thing on this side. Find where the pockets are. Push your speaker grill through. Push it back as far as you can. And just clip it. Oh, see? I messed up. Oh boy. Well, that was a first. But anyhow, you get the idea. If you mess it up, speaker grill's not gonna sit properly. And voila, there it is. Our convertible top switches are done. Move the seat. Oh, sorry. Move your seat back. Open it back up. Make sure your seat belts are free and loose. We're gonna do the same on the other side. Just push it back a little bit. Otherwise it hits the sun visor and you can't really close it or open it. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna close the convertible top, and I'm gonna show you guys how to remove that AC panel. So what we do is we pull the siding out. Pretty simple. Once you have all the clips out, it just pulls backwards. Just don't break them. This thing is a isolating piece. Same thing for the right side. Just pull them out. Once everything's out, just pull it back. And now those two plastics I gotta push out. Maybe I should grab a tool. Just with my fingers also works, but it's a little bit harder. You can grab a hook, it's ideal. Not now, we need to remove those T25s from the radio. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move the radio off to the side, just so we can get to the panel. Get our T30 off. So we get a T25. Go back in. Take one screw, two screws, 4 screw. You can use that as a little tray. And at this point the radio pops up. Put it in drive so you can pull it out. Ideally, if you don't want to disconnect the radio, just leave it off to the side like this. Try not to scratch too much stuff. And then the AC panel, just grab it from underneath. This one's pretty stuck actually, but needs to just pull up. Well, that's not the intention we had, but it was pretty stuck, so yeah. So we just pull it up, take the connectors out,